Hey, everybody. It's Jen Duplessis. I am currently driving down to South Carolina, and I am waiting for one of our guests to come in so that we can do a Facebook Live, or I'm sorry, a Zoom YouTube Live with him. In the absence of him being here, I'll tell you a little bit about him. His name is Greg Fowler, and he's from Colorado, and my home state. And I had the wonderful privilege of doing a podcast with him some time ago that we were talking about his social media and how great he is with social media. And I'm telling you, this guy is pretty incredible. He had been working for a title company for a really long time, and a lot of real estate agents had approached him and said, "Oh my gosh, how can I get involved with you with social media?" And it really just blossomed into him speaking on stage and speaking all over the country. And of course, I had him on my podcast. And now what we want to do is have him come in and do something that we call Beyond the Podcast. And currently waiting for him to come in. So if I don't have him in here in a few minutes, I'll probably talk about something else while we're waiting. In fact, I will just talk about something else. So one of the things that I've been working with quite a few of my clients lately is that we are working on what is called the fascination advantage, on being able to attract clients rather than chase clients. And, we all experience this in sales and in entrepreneurship, is what makes us different than everyone else. Being an entrepreneur is a commodity, being a speaker, a coach, a loan officer, a real estate agent, a financial planner, an insurance agent, a life insurance. I mean, many times plumbers, we are a commodity. And the only way to get out of that is to do something that shines a light into what you do that's specific. And, I find that often people are very challenged by going into a niche because they feel like they're going to lose opportunities. And I want to give you an example of why having a niche is so important and how to use what it becomes your gift. What is your gift? Not just your niche from a strategic standpoint, but also your gift and the gifts that you bring to the world. For example, I am known as an intuitive connector. Intuitively, I can see how people should be connected and how they can connect. And so I'm able to marry up people very quickly from a professional standpoint, marry them together. And, and that's because I just intuitively have that ability to do it. I'm also a discerning expert, which means that I'm very, I'm a mind mapper, and I can very quickly mind map, and that's sort of the intuitive part, but really quickly mind map my way into a decision, the process of elimination, or going through the maze. That becomes that discerning expert, really on my way to America's mortgage, advisor. And that's where, I was kind of known. Now I'm known as America's lifestyle manager or lifestyle mentor. But so knowing who you are and bringing your gifts forward, then I know what I can give to any relationship that I have, whether it's business or personal. So what the fascination advantage does is this example. A chiropractor, right, who adjusts people's backs. That's how we think of chiropractors. And that's what they do best. And that's how we should be thinking. But a lot of chiropractors they sell doTERRA oils. They do nutrition classes. They do traction. They do laser work. They have yoga in their studios. They can do MRIs. There's all kinds of things that they can be doing. But they lose the credibility. Well, not really the credibility. They lose the spotlight being shined on them when they say all the things that they do. What I'm suggesting is that whatever you do, 80% I see a lot of times that we have speakers, coaches, podcasters, authors, right? What do you do the most of? Is it mostly a coach? Is it mostly a podcaster? Is it mostly that you do, you work with businesses? Is it mostly that you work with consumers? Is it you work with children? What is it that you do the most of? Here's another example. Starbucks. Starbucks, we all know they do coffee, right? That's all they, if you ever see an ad on TV, it's about the coffee, but it's about a Frappuccino something, right? They never have an ad about those great little cake pops that they have, or the yogurt that they have, or the sandwiches that they have, or the bags of coffee beans that they have, or the salads that they have. They don't advertise those things. What they advertise is the one thing that they do really, really well. And then when you come there, you'll get those other things. That's what the fascination advantage is about. So we've been working on that in our group to make sure that everyone can very clearly say, hey, thank you. You know, when someone says, what do you do? That they say, hey, thank you. I'm known, you know, I'm an intuitive connector. And what that means is that I help people find out who they want to be connected with, and then very quickly I can connect them to ensure that they both, you know, are a win-win situation on it. And I do this with a savvy style, with being very expressive, you know, and I'm very clear about what I do instead of just saying, hey, I'm a speaker, hey, I'm a coach, hey, I'm a whatever. And so in order to put this together, one of the things that you're going to want to do is make sure that you do something called organizing, memorizing, customizing, and internalizing. You have to organize the words so that you can say it. You have to memorize them as you're starting to say them. And when you start memorizing, you start realizing, I don't like that word. I prefer this word. And they could be as small as of versus with, right? And that you memorize, you customize them as you're memorizing them. Then what you're doing, again, is customizing. So you've memorized, now you're customizing. And from that customization becomes the internalizing. You'll be able to spit this out in any event over and over and over to differentiate yourself in the marketplace. So again, it's organizing the words, memorizing them, and through the memorization, you're customizing the words to fit you so that you can internalize them to say something different about yourself over everybody else, rather than just saying what you do. And I'll tell you, you know, when I was in lending and I said, oh, I'm a mortgage lender, people literally, their shoulders would drop and go, oh, you're a lender, right? Oh, I wish I could buy a house, or, you know, rates are this, or my credit's terrible. And you've received that yourself, because what we do is we stereotype people into whatever they say they are. You know, if I'm talking to a plumber or someone and I say, what do you do? And he says, I'm a plumber. The first thing I think of is, oh my gosh, plumbing, right? Bad plumbing, cracked butt, the whole thing. I've stereotyped them. So it's our role as salespeople and entrepreneurs to help people understand exactly what you do. Not sort of what you do, not letting them walk away thinking they know what you do, but being very precise about what you do. When I was in lending, my specialty was VA loans. My specialty was investor loans, and my specialty was jumbo loans. And it was great if I had a VA jumbo, right? That was my specialty. That doesn't mean I didn't do first-time home buyer programs for FHA or for Fannie Mae or Freddie Mac. It doesn't mean I didn't do those. It means that those were my specialties. And it's much easier when you run across a client that you want to refer to someone that you can recall what someone's specialty is versus that someone is a commodity. So pick one out of the litter, right? Take a pick of the litter. So I hope that helps you today. It looks like he's not going to be on here today, but I'll get him on for Beyond the Podcast shortly.